Rick Stewart supports having tax dollars help students go to private school, but he wants this debate about more than that.
We don't need to argue about what's better, a private school or a public school. It's the parents' decision. And if the parents think that their child will thrive in a public school, then they can go, and it's free pretty much. But if they think that they would thrive in a private school, it costs extra money. That's easy for people that are higher income, but it's virtually impossible for middle class people because they don't have that $7,000 in their pocket that they can take their child to a private school, even though they think it would be a better learning environment. And sure, the money should follow the child, but I want to just go a little bit further than that. I think that what we forget all the time is that the only people that actually teach are teachers. We need teachers who love to teach, who are getting paid enough money that they aren't looking for a job somewhere else. And parents should be able to pick the teacher. If people are always talking about school choice. I want teacher choice. I should be able to pick which teacher it is that teaches my child. And if my child had a bad day in school or maybe a bad week in school, then I should be able to pick a different teacher the next Monday. And then the money will really follow the teachers. We'll know who the good teachers are because that's who will have the most students. And at a certain point in time, they might say, 100 third graders attentively following every word all day long is enough.
That might be a bit much.
But still, we have the wrong concept when we think about how schools work. Parents should be able to pick the teacher, and they should be able to pick a teacher anywhere, including themselves if they want to homeschool. Why don't they get the money?
What do we do?
Because it is their money.
What do we do with the fourth grade teacher that only 2 kids wanted that teacher?
Well,
you fire that person or what?
No, I'm not going to fire anybody. If she can survive on the pay that the 2 children get her, and then it's a job she loves and the money is sufficient, then
so the dollars follow here.
The dollars follow, sure, yeah. And I think it accomplishes a lot of things. There's other things it'll accomplish too. Banning books in the library, well, that doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm pretty sure that most kids don't check out most of the books in a library. I used to, but if you have a relationship between the child and the teacher and the parent, then if the parent doesn't like the books that the teacher is using, they'll just pick a different teacher because different people have different tastes in books. I might not want my children to be exposed to anything that doesn't follow my particular way of thinking. So I want my children to only be exposed to libertarian books. But that might not be what you'd want. You might want them all exposed to, I don't know, Constitution Party books or something. That's fine, we can have both. We can have everything if parents get to pick the teachers.
Some final thoughts next.